Good evening, and thank you for joining us. There's a lot of news as we come on the air tonight, including our exclusive interview with President Trump. And that news just coming in about Supreme Court Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg, who has been hospitalized for the next few days. But we're going to begin with the breaking news on the rising death toll from coronavirus and that ominous new warning from the CDC. Tonight, Florida, Alabama, Nevada, and Utah are all setting records for the number of people killed by the virus in the past 24 hours. And with infections now spiking in 39 states, hospitals are facing a crisis, with ICU beds along with doctors and nurses now in short supply. Today, the head of the Centers for Disease Control, Dr. Robert Redfield, projected things will only get worse later this year, and he's calling on all Americans to wear masks, saying if everyone across the country used face coverings, the virus could be stopped in the next few months. President Trump appears to be changing his view on masks tonight. In our exclusive CBS News interview, he's now encouraging Americans to follow CDC guidelines to wear them. But he's not backing down on his plan to reopen schools in the fall. He says parents and children are, quote, dying from the trauma of not being back in the classroom. Well, there's also some promising news to report tonight about one of the vaccines being developed here in the U.S. Shares of Moderna jumped up 16% after the company said its vaccine produced antibodies in all of the patients who received the shot. Well, there's a lot of reporting to get to tonight, and our team of correspondents is standing by. CBS's Manuel Bojorquez is going to lead off our coverage from Miami. Good evening, Manny.
Good evening, Nora. Today, the CEO of Miami's largest health system said 1/3 of all of their patients have COVID-19, and nearly 200 of their employees have come down with it, too. This on a day when Florida reported 132 new deaths, a one-day record. The steady stream of new COVID-19 patients into Florida hospitals is pushing doctors and nurses to their limits. Dr. Mark Sapino is just back at work at Jackson Memorial's ER in Miami after contracting the virus himself.
And it's really about keeping our heads above water.
How much longer can you go like this?
Right now, we have the resources we need, fortunately. How much longer can we go? That's a great question. I think part of the challenge is not knowing how much longer there is to go.
Governor Ron DeSantis said he's bringing in 3,000 nurses, many from out of state, for relief. But one Florida nurse who went to New York City to help during the height of the outbreak there, only to now be dealing with it at home, says getting new nurses could be difficult.
Right now, Texas is sucking in all ICU ER nurses. They're getting all the specialty nurses. Arizona is getting the leftovers of that. So what does Florida get?
All of those states need them.
I think if we could get everybody to wear a mask right now, I really do think over the next 4, 6, 8 weeks, we could bring this epidemic under control.
CDC Director Dr. Robert Redfield warned the risk of not wearing masks over the next few weeks could be dire.
I do think the fall and the winter of 2020 and 2021 are going to be probably one of the most difficult times that we've experienced in American public health.
In Texas, where hospitalizations have surged nearly 60% over the last 2 weeks, some smaller hospitals are having to turn away COVID patients. In the Rio Grande Valley, ambulances are waiting 5 to 12 hours to deliver patients. In Arizona, Moises Ramirez Loza has been on a ventilator for more than a week. His first room floor a saving grace, allowing his children to keep vigil.
We literally just speak through the window as loud as we can. Sometimes you can see tears falling down.
New York pressed ahead today with an effort to require visitors from 22 states to self-quarantine or face up to a $10,000 fine. And with the Republican National Convention in Jacksonville just over a month away, organizers are planning to move events to outdoor venues, given Florida's COVID-19 surge. There is a first in the race for a vaccine. The company Moderna published in a peer-reviewed journal that its vaccine candidate boosted the immune responses of all the volunteers who are part of its early trial. Clearly, more research is needed, but Nora, it is viewed as an encouraging start.
Promising news on the vaccine front. Manny, thank you.